Hello, me again with another process video. This layout I'm doing today is for the first day of the summer challenge, summer fiesta over on For the Love of Pretty Paper, where they're going to be setting challenges every day using some dice that they've made up, and there's going to be prompts every day. So today's prompt, and it was a shapes dice they rolled, and it was diamonds. So I'm using my diamond shaped stencil or mask with some of Vicky Bouton iridescent glaze and some oxide ink. So I've put the oxide ink onto the acetate with the glaze, and I didn't want a solid colour, so that's why I'm just sort of like drawing it in on with the palette knife, just to make it so it isn't a totally uniform colour there. I wanted it to be a bit sort of like grungy, if you like. And then I'm just going to give the palette knife and stencil a quick clean off. Once I've cleaned off a couple of little snaggy bits I didn't like to be on the page, I'm going to clean the things off, and then whilst I was doing the clean, it's given the pink chance to dry. And then I'm thinking about going in with a pumpkin spice, but I think it would be too bright for the photo, which you'll see in a minute. So I've just gone for the antique linen as well, and I'm just adding a little bit more with the mask. It is important to clean your tools straight away. Obviously I've skipped that bit on the video, especially with the iridescent glaze, because it will dry quite hard. It's very much like sort of like gesso or anything like that. You do need to clean your stuff, otherwise you're going to be either binning it or using a chisel to clean it afterwards. So I just wanted to do a couple of splatters around, as the page was looking very clean like that. So I've just again put a little bit of glaze on the acetate with some of the oxide ink, and then just used a water brush and a little spritz of water as well, just to make it liquid enough just to give it a couple of splats on the page. Again, cleaning as I go. I do try and sort of like keep it clean and organised, otherwise the desk does get so messy. So now you can see with the photo why I wanted the colours I did for Molly's dress. It was her bridesmaid's dress originally, and this was Rob Snan's 90th birthday, so she reused the dress, which is a gorgeous dress, and needs more than one outing really. And then the coral card I've backed it on was from the Lottie Loves Paper June add-on cardstock that I'd forgotten I had actually, so I thought that it just sort of like lifted the colours slightly, because it is quite a muted photo really, so I just thought it would give it a little bit of a pop and just make it lift off of the page a little bit more. So I've decided I'm going to use both sides of the More Than Words paper that I've had left in my stash for ages, because I just haven't been able to bring myself to use it, because it is the last of my stash of those papers. But I thought this photo just fit it right, and I also did order myself another pack of the ephemera from Lottie Loves Paper just last week, so it's the ideal time to use it because I've got a new pack of ephemera to go with it. So just before I mount the photo and mattings onto that paper, I've just sort of like, I just wanted to add another shape into the page really, and I thought it was sort of like the scallop punch, which was still on my desk from the last layout I did with it. Just sort of gives it a bit of a lacy feel. So here's the new pack of ephemera. So while I'm just sorting through all of that, faffing around and just trying to sort of like place bits and pieces, I'll explain the summer fiesta over on For the Love of Pretty Paper. Oops, sorry, I head-butted the camera there, so just wait for it to stop shaking. So the summer fiesta is going to be taking part over the whole of the summer holidays, and it's a way of encouraging us to stash bust, but also think outside the box, think of different things to do, and it's basically a different challenge each day. So they've got 6 different dice. They've got a shapes dice, a coloured dice, a stash dice. I think there are some word prompts on one. So they've got all of these dice, and they're going to decide each day how many of those dice they roll, and then whatever they roll it on is the prompts for the day. So this morning, Ty helped Natalie roll the dice, and it was the shapes dice, which was diamonds, as I explained at the beginning. So we did have a bit of a fun one on over the weekend, which was just a sort of pre-drinks cocktails one. And so this is day 1 of it. So you can either join in daily, or you can save up your prompts and do them weekly if you want to. There is no right or wrong of how you use these prompts really. It's just a bit of fun and a bit of way of inspiring you to use different parts of your stash that you've forgotten about, or that you wouldn't usually use. I'll put the link to the Facebook group down below, so if any of you want to join in, please feel free to come on over and have a bit of fun with us over the summer. Right, I've stopped faffing around with the placement of the embellishments, so I'm just going to stick them all down and just replace where they are after I've glued them. I've moved that top flower out of the way because I'm going to use some foam dots on that one. And also the butterfly as well, just to lift them off a little bit and give another dimension to the embellishments. Right, that frame was obviously left out for a reason, or wanted to be left out for a reason, and so I've just used it just to ground the little phrase really, and turned it on its side so it's another diamond on the page. Oops, I've got 2 different sizes of foam dots, so I'm just using a few of the hexagons and the squares just to make sure that the flower is sort of like really nicely propped up when it goes on, so that there aren't any bits that sort of like are liable to be pushed down when it goes into a page cover. And the same with the butterfly. And just giving it a bit of a clear up. I was just trying to find a little journaling spot just to add the date and where we were. I'm trying to find the right place for that. And I think it just grounds it just right there. Oops, I can't remember the date, so I had to quickly look on the phone, have a look back in my photos and find the date to write on there. And then once that's stuck down, that's the page finished. Thanks for watching. Please leave any feedback down below and press the subscribe button if you want to see more from me. Thanks. Bye.